Moon in Cancer, how it impacts your personality and life. Individuals born under a Cancer moon have a sentimental streak, and are arguably the most emotionally sensitive of those born under moons. But when hurt, they clam up, or go on the defense. This moon is at home in Cancer, which gives those with this sign a striking depth of feeling and imagination. They are responsive to everything around them, and that's why they are wary of rushing into new situations with strange people. Is this your moon sign? The moon is Cancer's ruling planet, emphasizing the sign's tidal moods and changing, lunar, phase. The Cancer moon is changeable, and might run hot or cold with a slight shift of the atmosphere. A water sign moon with many moods. This is a sensitive water sign moon with many moods. Even if the Cancer moon isn't saying anything, others will feel their presence, and whatever emotions they are feeling. Those lucky to have them in their lives can enjoy warm affection, and a sense of intimacy, whether as a friend, or a romantic partner. For them, every encounter is meaningful, and it gives weight to all their relationships. They have strong maternal instincts, and love to take care of everyone, especially the vulnerable. Some Cancer moon men may find it challenging, since they're not supposed to feel too much. When Cancer is depressed, it is like a child lost in a sea of emotion. It helps if the Cancer moon has an emotional outlet, for instance, through performance, to offload all that emotional intensity. It has been done before, and it works. You can find expression through performance. Each life experience is remembered as an emotional impression and held on to forever. This is a blessing and a curse. A moon Cancer may forgive, but they never forget. Imaginative spirit. Their powerful memories can be woven into story, music, and art in a way that pulls at the heartstrings of their audiences or loved ones. The dark side is that they'll nurture a wound for a long time, sometimes keeping one foot firmly rooted in the past. The Cancer moon has a delicate sensitivity that may be kept well hidden out of protection. But they demand a lot from those they love, and might test others' loyalty without revealing their own feelings. This behavior comes from a fear of being rejected, or left alone that has its roots deep in the psyche. A homebody. Those with the moon in Cancer refill the well at home, and need a solid base of unflagging support. Even if they're out in public a lot, they need the touchstone of that home base. They also need lots of solitude to calm those turbulent emotional moods they experience, as well as what they pick up like a psychic sponge from others. When all this is in place, they'll be emboldened to show their true strength. You'll find out where they feel most at home looking at the moon in the houses. They represent scenes and activities, and it's the house where you feel most at home. Empathy and its drawbacks. Being empathetic is generally perceived as a good thing, because you care about those around you, and you feel the need to help them, which you do, if it's possible at all. Now, while that is true, what is also true is that this is a double-edged sword, if taken to an exaggerated level. Emotionally, the moon Cancers are a true behemoth, harboring unfathomable depths, but this means that most of the time, they could start caring more about the well-being of others than of their own. Consequently, they could start a relationship with someone, say a Pisces, who actively wants to be cuddled, taken care of, stifled with kindness, love, affection. What happens as a result? Empathy kicks in, and they forget about their own needs. If they don't want to end up disappointed, disillusioned, and generally unhappy with their life, they should look for people who also recognize the similar needs in them, and are prepared to satisfy them accordingly. Love is mutual, after all, not one way. Positive highlights. These natives always impress others with their kind, generous, and empathetic personality. They are literally one of the most benevolent individuals of the zodiac, always trying to help those in need, taking good care of their close ones, with much love and affection. Because their emotions are deeply intertwined with their very psyche, and they have reached a great understanding in this respect, they are keenly aware of what others feel, and they can act in consequence. You have the moon to thank for this. These people can't be deceived, or tricked into believing someone is true to their word, when in fact, they are manipulative in scope. In the opposite sense, they become very loving towards those they feel are honest and straightforward. While they make kind deeds all the time, with no reward in mind, it would be extremely satisfying for them to notice that those they helped are appreciative, and don't just leave after they've been helped. Anyone feels the need to have their merits recognized, and those who say otherwise deceive themselves. Obviously, Moon Cancers make great homemakers, who would rather stay in their domestic space and take care of everything that needs to be done than leave on a trip to who knows where. Stability, security, the sense of routine even, come as very soothing and satisfying. The downsides. Deep and complex emotions aren't just responsible for a benevolent and humanitarian disposition. This is most certainly right in the case of those born with the moon in Cancer, because, for them, these can also lead to instability at times, crises, bouts of anger or sadness, from which you might or might not recuperate in due time. They are very unsure of themselves, whether they're doing the right thing, and whether they have the ability to proceed with their plans. On top of that, they tend to take it to heart when somebody hurts them, and won't soon forget what has happened. Why would they, after all? If it happened one time, chances are it might happen again, so it's good to be apprehensive. Thus, in order to avoid such situations, where they might suffer, the Moon Cancers usually wear gauntlets, a helmet, and a protective armor, metaphorically speaking, of course. Regardless of their sun sign, they follow the crab's model, and remain closed for most people, until they gain enough trust to let go of the shields and open up. However, if their expectations are betrayed, everything's going to crumble pretty quickly, and they'll want to be left alone for the time being. It's going to be something more like retreating to a refuge, rather than an emotional outburst.